You may be surprised to know that only 1% of the people own about 50% of the wealth in our world, and the remaining 50% of the wealth is owned by the remaining 99% of the people. But why? Why most of us remain poor all our lives? Is it just luck? There is another reason. So I am with you sharing Robert T. Kiyosaki, best-selling book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. According to Robert Kiyosaki, one of the source of this problem is our education system. Only 10% of what we learn from life is not practical to solve problems in our educational system. And Bride. Practically, we need free education on active living. We learn from our parents and those around us. But here's the problem: if our parents are not in the top 1% of the world, instead of teaching us to create ignorant wealth. How did the poor man learn? This is the reason. They are taught by their mothers since childhood. If a child forces me to spend his father, if parents are the answer, good money to be earned. That's exactly what Robert Kiyosaki used to do with the author. His father was PD educated, but he should be worried about this normal cash flow, had to send money. You should insist on telling him so that you can start your own company and can give good jobs to other people. Poor Dad says to earn money, you have to work. The author says, when we don't have rich fathers around us, we learn about money from our poor fathers. And as a result, we become poor like them. Today we want to learn from the book of a great investor whose current net worth is 100 crores above the dollar. Robert Kiyosaki teaches in this book what he learned from his mentor that made him a multi-million-dollar fortune. Born into a middle-class family and owns more than $1 trillion, following a total of 4 chapters from his rich father. Today, you are going to learn 4 invaluable chapters from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad that can make you financially independent, and these lessons can transform you into a rich person no matter what your financial situation is. Lesson number 1. Rich people don't walk money. Money works for them. Rich Dale said, the highest people have been in a special trap within a circle for the last few groups. That circle is called the rat race. At present, the highest goal of human life is to be well-dressed, get a job, get married, and get a home loan with your salary. Paying off your car loan and the EMI structure of the credit can be negotiated by people. They also want to get out of it but can't get out, due to society's fear and lack of proper financial education. Rich Dad says, first, you have to get out of this rat race, and you have to do something so that you don't work for money, but money works for you. Because wealth attracts more wealth. Whether you are a professional or a businessman or a day laborer, you can do this job. How to is taught in the lesson. Lesson number 2. Rich not all the time and know how to sell ideas. Robert Kiyosaki's statement said that the people of the world know me as a bestseller. Not the best writer, he said my biggest skill is that I can sell. And that's why this book of mine has achieved the record of the best-selling book worldwide. If you look at the cover of my book properly, but you see it says bestseller, it doesn't say the best writer. He says, I didn't write the best book in the world, but I wrote the best-selling book in the world because I am a salesperson. He says I am a good boy, so I am very rich. Got it? You can make a very good quality product, but if you don't know the system to sell it and don't know marketing, then you can't make any business out of it. So read books on marketing and sales. Every trader needs to take different courses, because no matter where you are in the world, if you don't understand marketing and sales, it will be very difficult for you to thrive. Author says, do you think only McDonald's can make the world's best burger, or only the world's best fried chicken, to be made by KFC, Millions of people around the world are making burgers, and thousands of stores are selling fried chicken. There are fried chicken and burgers that are better than KFC, delicious, and full of quality. Even have safes whose quality of burgers is much better than McDonald's. All the unknown talents are not known to the world, but they are famous only in their area. How to convert them into a huge business. This knowledge is not available to all of them. But McDonald's and KFC owners manage to run their business in every part of the world because they have companies to buy products on a large scale for themselves. How to take small companies into strong shape. Wharf can be about a 4-hour book, to say the least. Bill Gates averages 4 hours a day reading books. You talk about Zuckerberg, he reads Burger. Lesson No. 3, government treatment makes them more important than having money. People. Rich and poor because they don't know about financial knowledge and they are financially illiterate. They don't know how to maintain or grow their money. Rich Dad gives an example here. All over the world, people consider a house or own house as a SID, but according to him, your house is not a SID, it is a liability, because ACHID is the thing that will earn you money over time. For example, suppose you pay money, 1 lakh rupees, bought a motorcycle as a hobby. Now this motorcycle will gradually become old and its value will decrease. On the other hand, it will cost a certain amount of money every month for its maintenance. If you own this motorcycle, then your liability. The wrong example is a mobile phone. You buy a phone for yourself with lakhs of rupees, but it doesn't earn you a single rupee. On the contrary, after 2 years, if you can use the phone, you can't pay a price of 1,000 rupees. It's yours. A liability's for. If you can deposit a savings certificate of ours and 10,000 rupees per year from profit. 2,000 for 2 years in that case. Your income information like, here's a help for you. Rich Dad advises not to buy bonds with money, to build wealth, things you spend money on. He says if you spend money on them, you'll make more money. You may think that means we don't use any expensive phones or any expensive things, but it's not. Rich Dad means to be rich, means spend the maximum amount of your income to build wealth, and spend a minimum amount behind liability. Lesson number 4. In getting your business and job. When a person gets a job he likes, he continues in that job for the rest of his life, and he spends his whole life working. Rich Dad says no matter what job you do, you can start a side business now, and without your job, you can build your business empire. To understand this, we will take the example of the founder record of McDonald's, the world's largest fast food. Its owner's real business is real estate. McNally's big publisher built the world's largest real estate business to sell his burg. The owner of the company said that when he started selling burger front size in different parts of the world, he developed a good rapport with the people in those parts and their clients. And that's why he continues to run his burger business even after making a small profit to support his real estate business. The comment owner says, and he said, that when he started selling burgers in different parts of the world like France, then his company got in contact with people in those areas and they started buying and selling different lands in that area so that a common man could do something besides his job if he wants. You can create a business by investing money in your own business. You can do many things to generate side income, like you can create a business of your own along with a certain amount of employment. Money can be invested in the stock market every month, etc. Rich Dad advises everyone to invest and start a side business. There is so much knowledge in this book that it is impossible to explain in 1 or 2 why 10 videos, so I made several. Series of finding out. Generally, a common man spends about 20–30% of his income on income tax. How can you save yourself from these, or how the rich can legally support themselves by avoiding this income tax, or policies that reduce income tax, we will discuss in the next video and share other important information from Rich Dad Poor Dad's book, that video, so please watch the next video.